Good morning, Solid Steppers. What's up, Tech the Titans? This is Miss Ward coming to you from South Florida. Right now, I'm headed on the road. I'm headed to Kingsland, Georgia, and St. Mary's. Got to knock out some opportunities. Let's see. This up here. Yeah, so I'm reflecting on my week. I didn't do a lot of videos out of Ohio because I was grinding. We had a lot of jobs to knock out. You know, one thing in business that everybody wants to be very clear about, whenever you make a commitment to something, like I made a major commitment to a company to take care of Ohio, and unfortunately, I hired and put some people in place, and they had another idea. So at the end of the day, just remember, when you go into any business deal and business situation, you heard me do the video earlier this week about cut them off. You know, a lot of people have no idea what it is to run a business and the expenses that it takes. Thank God that I work every day and I grind and pour into my business, that no matter what happens, I always have an option, you know. So the thing that I learned, because, you know, I always reflect on what I've learned. The thing I learned that in Ohio is that appliances are appliances no matter where you are. People are people. And, you know, my blueprint that I use works no matter what city, what state I'm in. And the beautiful thing about Ohio, you know, they have the beautiful Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I did not have an opportunity to check out because I was really, from sun up to sundown, the time I was there, we were knocking out jobs and taking care of clients because I had a backlog. And so we got all that stuff knocked out and done. It was definitely an eye-opening experience, but this is what I mean about whenever you set out on a process, just always have a backup plan, because a lot of times the people and the situations you start out with will not be the situations you end up with. When your business is not a priority to someone who wants to be in business with you, and the business that you built and created, you got to step up and just handle it. You can't blame nobody. And I think that a lot of times people don't understand. They want to point fingers about why things don't excel or aren't successful. The only finger you need to be pointing is at your damn self. And I'm going to keep it real, you know. So whenever you set any venture, like me, I'm very big about infrastructure. So before I go into something, I want to make sure that I have systems in place. Now, my systems are placed, in my personal opinion, they're like flawless. Like, even if something drops, I have another backup because I'm built that way. And I didn't realize that until very recently that a lot of people don't have fallbacks. Like, they only know how to do business one way. They don't know how to pivot. They don't know how to tweak. And you can't train that. That's either in you, because some people get so comfortable. Like, one thing I noticed while I was in Ohio, you know, a lot of the people, they don't do anything on the weekend. That's family time. You know, they're very laid back and they're very traditional, the ones that I dealt with. And I have no problem with that. But I also know I couldn't exist there as a business owner because, and I'm not saying business owner, I mean, I can come in, grab my bag and leave. That's basically how I look at it. And that's only because I'm not going to be sitting down chilling. That's just not my MO. And I don't want to be around people who are doing it, because the problem is I don't want to get lazy and slack. And a lot of people that I have seen and met in certain environments, they really think shit's going to come to them. Like, they really believe that we are still in the way of old, that you go to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and collect a lucrative check. I mean, the checks they're giving people now, people can't even live off it. And then the people who really don't understand that they're really making more than everybody else. Like, prime example, I'm taking care of a customer, and, you know, I had wrapped up everything. I had some parts and things left over, so I stopped at the local FedEx, and I shot, you know, the parts that I didn't use, I have FedExed them back to South Florida so I could do my returns, handle all my business, and stay organized, right? And these were parts that I had drop shipped from my manufacturer in Florida, in my parts house, because I'm structured. I have logistics. Like before we got there, every job was planned out. Every part that we possibly needed was already there, sitting at UPS when we got there. Because and I have no problem with telling anybody, because anybody can do it. The point is, do you have the balls to do it and follow through, and do you have the resources to sustain it until you actually come up, recoup? Because you have to expend. These undertakings are not cheap. That's what I be telling people. I mean, I can tell y'all some stories. Y'all have no idea how much money we have to expend on these ventures to not only get them off the ground, but then to maintain them until they become profitable. And most people don't understand, most ventures are not profitable initially because most people don't even structure them. They're lucky to break even. If you break even, you're doing good, you know? But getting back to the FedEx story. So I go to FedEx to ship this stuff back, and I'm talking to this dude, and he's really nice guy, you know, real laid back dude. And he's obviously some type of supervisor or in a managerial position with the energy company there in that state. And he was paying this guy $40 an hour. $40 an hour is what this guy was making, one of his employees. The guy came to him and told him that he couldn't work on the weekend anymore. Even though on the weekend they pay him $120 an hour. And holidays they get more. Now, there's some people listening to this like, oh my God. Well, like I said, go apply for the electric company in Ohio and you got a bag. I mean, how hard can it be? I mean, you got a set schedule. You got every other weekend or some type of on-call stuff. If you wanted to run your outside business and you want to make some cheese on the side and grab a good bag, look, the trades is paying. Obviously, they training, and he was just frustrated. He's like, this guy left, because how we started talking about this, because, you know, I travel to do what we do. And he was talking about how the guy that left his company goes around, travels, all expenses paid, and, you know, goes and fixes, you know, simple stuff in different places, you know, at different facilities. And it's like nothing, like half the job, 90% of the work he does is the repair is so minor. And that's how desperate the workforce is. This guy, so he's obviously making more than the damn $40 he was an hour he's making there. And he's home on the weekends. So at the end of the day, you know, if you don't want to have a business, or if you don't want to get out here and grind, there's opportunity. But don't come to those of us that's out here getting it and come with the bullshit. Because startups are startups. Startups don't have the things in place that other places do. And if they think Ms. Ward is finna bankroll your stuff and you ain't bringing shit to the table, I think I covered that in the Cut It Off video. It just irks me. So, like I said, I talk to very few people. If they're not moving at this speed and at this level, you don't hear from me. Because what are we going to talk about? I mean, it's me and my counterpart, Dave, we were out there talking like, you know, he got back, he had stacks of parts, stacks of jobs. I got back, I had stacks of jobs, stacks of parts. This morning I sat in my office, which was my kitchen table, and ordered thousands of dollars worth of parts for all my upcoming jobs in the multiple states with my different, and you know what, the thing is, I'm blessed because I got some guys that work with me, a blessing. And I think part of the problem is the guys that work with me that get it done, that make really good money with me, they spoiled me because I really thought other people were like that, and I realized they don't. They don't even know how to run a business. They don't even know how to run their damn lives, let alone a business. You're not gonna mess up mine, bro. But that's what I'm saying, y'all. This opportunity out here, you just gotta watch who you move with. You know, I got a guy I rode with in Savannah, and we make so much money together. It's ridiculous. This dude's still working a full-time job, running his appliance business, and knocking out all the extra shit I sent him. I mean, that's the difference between people who want it and people who don't. And let me tell you, this dude been working with me for probably 90 days. He done went on vacations 3 times in that 90 days because he making that much bag with me. Where he got his full-time job, he got his appliance business, plus he handled all the stuff I sent him, and he gets paid regularly from me and everybody else. I'm looking at him like, shoot, I might need to come over there. He go on a vacation, at least, he's probably been on a vacation once every month. I swear 3 times since we've been working together. And when he's on vacation, I just don't send any work. I stagger it until he comes back. Either I'll pop up and knock it out. You know, at the end of the day, it's how you run your business. And he makes my life stress-free. He's one of the few people that makes my life stress-free. Like, we have a great relationship. But at the end of the day, he understands my expectations. And the thing about it is, his business has grown exponentially because he works with me. He sees how I work and how I get the bag and how exacting I am and how logistically my stuff is aligned. How we go in and triage. And like, one thing that makes it so easy for him to work with me is he gets all the parts ahead of time. The job is basically pre-diaged. All he's doing is putting in parts. That's a relationship because I can trust him to go install the parts that I need him to install. And if there's some additional troubleshooting, he can handle it. If he runs into an issue, he calls me or my tech support team. It's that simple. But that's a relationship. Like, this dude ain't going in and half-ass doing the work or BSing with the customer or muddying my waters. You feel me? But that's why we have that relationship. And y'all got to understand, realize who's on your level, who has the same goals and aspirations, and stay away from those who don't. You don't have time to wait on people to catch up because the reality is their ass never will. Look at me. I've been out of town all week in Ohio grinding my ass off in a state I have never been in, killing it, and then dropped down yesterday, had drama you wouldn't believe, left my damn keys in Ohio for my truck, had to spend $600 to get my truck rekeyed. Look, do I care? It's part of the business. It's a write-off. It is an inconvenience, yeah, but it's also an expensive lesson. Yeah, I'm very clear about what those look like. But half of y'all asses wouldn't have the $600 to get it done because y'all shit is raggedy. And I'm just saying, this is why I don't talk to nobody, man. Y'all laughing at me, but the reality is you're laughing because I'm telling the truth. You know, I talked to one of my ride or dies last night. He's handling a job for me in Naples. And that's beautiful for people to be able to step up and handle shit for you. You know, but the reality is it's a lot of people you cannot break good. You not only can you not do business with their asses, you can't even break bread with them because they siphoning off your damn energy. They ain't bringing a damn thing to the table but a headache. Like, for instance, it's 6:30 a.m. Look at all these people out here getting this bag, man. This ain't pleasure. These people out here getting it. What the hell are you doing is the question. Happy Saturday, damn it. I'm gonna wake y'all ass up, man. It's the end of the year. Y'all still slacking. Still can't make Rob and Peter to pay Paul because your shit raggedy. Man, keep your raggedy shit away from me. That's all I got to say. Because I can smell that mess a mile away. That's why people recommend people to me and they be like, well, but they were a good tech. I'm like, and they still a tech. And they was a half-ass tech at that. You know, they was too busy stealing from the company to get shit done. Shit crazy to me, man. I ain't got no respect for people without integrity. Because you ain't have integrity with somebody else, you damn sure ain't gonna have it with me. I ain't got time, man. Either get your stuff together, humble yourself, get your shit together, and come and see me. If you can't get your stuff together, don't bother me. Because you're gonna get your feelings hurt with me, man. Life is too short. I'm not talking about it. I'm not a guru, y'all. I'm a duro. I done cussed y'all out enough this morning. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Salud.